welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Oluwakemi Shugbeson, and here with me is my lovely husband. And in today's video, we will be making a video. We'll be talking about how to easily relocate to the UK. No, how to easily japa, how to process your japa by yourself. You understand? So this is what we are going to be discussing in this video today. So guys, the reason why we are making this video is I know there are a lot of videos out there on YouTube that are easily accessible, but during this whole process, while we're planning, doing this whole relocation plan, realize that a lot of people feel the whole japa stuff is so difficult and they can't do it by themselves. So most people rely on agents. They pay agents exorbitant amounts of money to process the whole thing for them. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it is not okay to pay agents, but I realize that a lot of people ruin their chances of relocating abroad just because they totally relied on agents. So the purpose of this video is to enlighten people and make you understand that you can actually do this by yourself. And if you think you cannot do it, maybe because you are so busy and you still want to pay agents to do it for you, but at least you should be aware of the whole thing so that you'll be able to follow through what the agent is doing for you. So that is why we are making this video today. So I'll allow my husband to introduce himself.
Well, hi everybody. My name is Inka.
Okay.
Just Inka.
Yinka. Engineer Yinka, don't mind him. Engineer Yinka Shugbeson.
Engineer is not part of my name, please. Just Inka is my name. Well, concerning Japa, like she said, I've had a lot of people, ask me questions. How can I start? How can I do this? I don't know how to go about it. I've used one agent before. The agent messed me up. This, blah, 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 blah. And number one thing I do tell them is, do you really want the change? Because to me, I believe it's a change in one's life.
Okay.
So if you really want to know about the Japa, number one thing you should know is, do you really want it? Because so many people have watched they watched several videos and still they are still at one point. They want it, but they refuse to take a step.
They are afraid.
So number one thing is, do you really want it? Then if your answer is yes, then you need to take a step. You need to take a step. You don't need to have all the money in your accounts, but you don't need to have so many things you are thinking you need to have before you take a step. Number one thing is, you need to take a step. And the question is, how do you take a step?
Please, can I quickly add to that?
Okay.
See, when we started this relocation thing, we're not ready. Financially, we're not ready. Emotionally, we're not ready. But one thing my husband here kept telling me, there are times I get afraid and be like, baby, are we really ready? Can we really go through with this? He kept on telling me that don't worry, things will be able to sort it out. And here we are today. So continue.
So, like I said, the first thing is you need to take a bold step. Because I remember when I actually applied for my master's, I remember vividly my international passport had already expired. So people have been asking me, I don't have passports, I have expired passports, how do I go about it? Should I get my passport before I apply it to school? And what I do tell them is, well, you can apply with your expired passport. And if you are afraid, you want to, you are not convinced enough, you can write the admission officer of any school you want to apply to. I believe they are going to reply your message. But I'm telling you, with that passport that you are holding that is expired, you can actually apply in that passport.
Okay. So I want you to explain to those watching the step by step. That means the first thing they need to do in this whole process, we understand that there are a lot of things to be done, and this is where most people get stuck because they don't know how to start. So I would like you to explain to them from the first thing they need to do to the last thing to help them in their relocation journey.
Let me just start somewhere, because it's not that much, but if you look at it from one stage to another, it's something that you just need to start from somewhere. I think number one thing to do is you need to ask yourself the course you want, the actual course you want to study. Because by the time you know the course you want to study, that will help you to know which school do I need to apply for. Because if you know your course, okay, for example, you want to study nursing rather. If you want to study nursing, then you'll be able to know schools. You'll be able to know how to go about the schools. Because not all schools are studying, that are having the course. There are some schools, there are some courses rather, that you really want to study that some schools don't have. So knowing the course you want to study is number one, and that will help you to search which school you really want. For example, let me give you, let me say project management or operation management. Not all schools have operation management. So if you want to study this particular course, you need to search rather. Maybe you have a school in mind, or you have 3 or 4 schools in mind. You have to check, go to their website and check if the particular course you want to study is available in that school. Okay, so that is number one thing, you need to search.
Okay, so I would like to add to what you just said. See, during the course of this your JAPA journey, you need to be able to do a lot of research. Like, there's so many information that you can get online, on the internet. Like, it is so underrated. There's so many information out there. So I see some people asking some questions, even on the groups that I belong to, because I belong to so many schools. Even though I'm not the main applicant, I'm this kind of person that I like getting information, I like getting informed. Even though my husband is the main applicant and I'm just going to be a dependent, but I like getting informed because he's so busy, he might not be available, to do some of this research. So I like being informed. So on the groups I belong to, I will see some people asking some questions. Please, so guys, what schools can I apply to for this particular course? Hello, the internet is out there. Like, the internet is available for your use. All you just need to do is to type your question. Knowing the right keywords to type, you easily get your answers. So instead of asking people some questions that are easily accessible, why not just go on the internet and research these things? You will get your answers, guys. So to what is said, you need to know the course you want to do, and look at the schools, research the schools that are offering these courses. So research is very important.
And please, when you're applying for your masters, please don't apply or don't limit yourself to a particular school. You can apply to as many schools as possible, maybe for example like 4 or 5, so that at least
you have options
to pick from. Because I want to tell you, all the 5 schools, their fees cannot be the same. So the first thing is you get the course. After the course, you check for the schools. Then by the time you get the schools, then you check the course you want to study in each school to know how much is the school fees. Then the duration of the course. For example, some school operation management is a year. In some schools, it's 2 years. So it depends on what you want. If what you want is just a year course and you want operation management, then you'll be able to choose from the schools that offer that particular course for just 1 year.
1 year.
So it depends on what you want.
Oh, sorry, I would like to ask a question on their behalf. So many people ask questions about what should they go for. Is it a year course or a 2-year course? So many people are confused. So what do you think? Which do you think is better?
That's why, let me leave my opinion first. What I would just advise right from the beginning, I said you should know what you want. Because Some prefer 2 years, some a year. But to me, I prefer 2 years.
And why do you prefer 2-year course?
Well, the reason why I like that is the first year is for your classwork, while the second year is for the placement.
That means most 2-year courses offer placements.
Placements.
Okay.
So, and during the placement, it's an opportunity for you, at least, to work
and gain experience.
Gain experience, and that experience is very, very important.
Your search for sponsorship.
Sponsorship is very, very important.
Okay.
It's very important. So it depends on what you want. If what you want is a year course, so be it. No problem. You go for it. Okay. If you actually want placement, fine. I will advise you to go for 2-year course.
Okay. So in your own opinion, 2-year courses is the best.
I prefer 2 years.
In your own opinion. Okay. So let's continue.
So after applying to the different schools, and even like I mentioned something earlier about passports. That there are some people, their passport has expired and they are afraid that can they apply with that.
They are waiting to get their new passport before they start the process.
I know to get your new passport, it takes
time, especially this Japa wave period.
Minimum of 2 months.
Minimum,
so
okay.
Minimum of 2 months.
Okay.
So
now 4-5 months.
Do you have to wait that long before you start? You can apply to schools with
your expired
passport.
And update your profile.
And update it later.
Okay.
After you have been given.
I think you did the same thing.
That's exactly what I did. I applied with expired passport. Then later, after the offer has been given to me, then I updated my passport. It's one thing I believe you need to get, apart from your certificates. That you need maybe your passport, national passport, your BSc, your SSc, and maybe some other, your certificate.
Your credentials.
Apart from your credentials, one important thing that you need to have that actually is very important is your SOP, okay. Statement of purpose. Without that, I don't think you can apply. You need to get that ready.
Okay. What is SOP for those that don't?
Statement.
Okay, statement of purpose. And what does it entail?
Well, that's is where you write your, what you have in mind. Okay, you want to study project management. Why do you want to study project management? Okay. After your study, what would you like to do? Okay. You state your experience also in your statement of purpose.
And does that determine if you get admission or not?
Of course, it does.
So it has to be well written.
Exactly.
And they can write it by themselves.
It's just like you applying for a job and you need to selling yourself to your employer. So you need to sell yourself also.
Did you write your own by yourself?
Of course, I did mine by myself.
So it's not that hard. Something that you can do.
It's something that you can do.
If you are going to be a student in the UK, so SOP shouldn't even be an issue to you.
So when you
have to write it yourself,
your documents and your SOP ready, then you go to the school website. Okay. I'm sure when you get to the school website, when you get to the particular course, you search for the course you want to study. When you see the course you want to study from there, I know that there's a link from the course that will take you to apply. And once you click on the apply button, whatever you need to upload, whatever question the school wants to ask you, everything they will ask you. So it's there. And
sorry, I want to ask a question. In their search for a good school, because I realize that this is the most common question people ask, which school should I apply for? What should they look out for in a good school?
Well,
what makes a good school?
Like I said, the course you want to study.
Okay.
For example, you want to study project management.
You said that. And you
need to check the module
of
the course you want to study. If really it fits into what
your career goals
you really want.
Okay.
Because the module in school A is different from the modules in school B. Of course, they will have something in common. But school A may have one course that school B will not have. So it depends on the module. First of all, check the module of the course you want to study.
Okay, and there's another thing I want to add to this. I realize that most people choose the schools they want to go to based on the city. Oh, I want to go to Birmingham. Oh, I want my school to be in London because maybe to them the city is nice, and so that is why they want to go to that school without considering some other things. So what I would like to make you understand is that the city of the school you want to apply for, especially if you are maybe somebody like us that I would not want to say struggle, like you really you have to go through a lot to get your funds together. So what you should be looking out for now is not the city. Once you are done with your school, you can always you are not a tree. You are not a tree. You can always move from that city to a bigger city. I've seen friends that school
make
exactly
money.
You have made enough money to be able to relocate and be able to stay in that kind of city and be able to live in that kind of city. Because I will not advise anybody just coming to to London. If you have the money, fine. But if you don't, now I will advise you to go to a school where the cost of living. I have so many friends in big city who just recently relocated. They have issues with accommodation. You hear a one-bedroom apartment, two-bedroom apartments for £800, £1,200. But where we are, guys, and we'll be telling you about the school we are very soon. Maybe towards the end of the video. Let us tell them towards the end of the video the city we are and the reason why we chose that city. So, like I was saying, where we are, you could still get a nice two-bedroom apartment for £450. If you are getting a two-bedroom apartment for £450, that means the apartment is really nice. So, those are the things that you should consider in your first year in the UK.
So apart from the modules or the course outlines, you need to consider the location.
The location. Don't be about the big city. You are not a tree. You can always relocate from wherever you are. You can always go and stay. You can always get a job in London. And what some people say is that the city you are determines the amount of money, the amount of jobs that you be getting, or full-time that jobs in London, for example, employers in London, for example, pay more. Yes, they pay more, but you spend more, so it's almost the same thing. You are earning, let's say, £12 per hour in London. The amount you spend everything on house rents at the end of the day, so it really doesn't matter. So that's another thing I want to chip in. So continue.
So what did I stop? I think stop that
applying,
getting your credentials ready, your SOP, then like she said, some other things you need to consider, the modules of the course.
I want to ask again, like how long does it take for most schools? You applied to how many schools?
Oh, if I can remember, I think 5
application,
6.
Not admission now.
Yes, I applied to like 5 or 6.
6 schools. And
it's more than 5 anyway. I can't
like
remember.
How many?
Maybe 7.
Okay, and like how many
7.
schools gave you admission?
5 of them.
5 of them. 5 of them gave him admission.
Not the same course anyway.
Not the same course.
Not the same course.
So from the range of when calculating, like how long does the school take to reply and give admission after application?
Right, it is off peak because I don't know the rate now. But when I applied, after 2 weeks, school got back to me. After I applied to some schools, I think it took them like a month before they replied. The minute you submit your application, I believe you get a mail that will tell you to wait for either 2, but I think minimum should be 2 weeks.
Okay.
But you can wait till like 3 weeks.
Okay.
If after 3 weeks there's no reply or no reply concerning your application, you can forward a mail to the school.
Okay.
You have not heard anything from the school, you can send a mail to them.
Okay.
Or perhaps there's a number you can call the number and ask for the updates on your application. Okay. Then after you've gotten a reply, the reply can come in 2 ways. Either
requesting for more documents,
conditional offer or unconditional offer. Let me quickly explain what I mean by conditional offer. Conditional offer means they still have some things, some more information that they want from you,
or more documents,
or something that they still need from you before you can progress in your application. So some people, they can tell you to send some, maybe your transcript, maybe you did not upload your certificate. I know I mentioned earlier that you can apply with your expired passport. They can also ask in your conditional offer that you should update your international passport.
Okay.
So they can ask for whatever information they think is needed for you to have the unconditional offer.
Okay.
And what unconditional offer means, you have actually passed all the tests, or all the tests for you to progress in your application. So once you have unconditional offer, it means there is no other documents that they need. That means you have passed the test. That means you are qualified to pay your school fees, or to go ahead
with paying your school fees.
Paying your school fees.
Okay.
And because you must make sure that your conditional offer is changed to unconditional offer before you.
So after paying school fees, what do you do?
Well,
after paying school fees, the school gives you, after paying school fees, and okay, let me explain this part. Some schools will ask you, there's something that they call CAS. Yes. And CAS is
condition of acceptance of studies.
Okay, condition of acceptance of studies. This means you are now a student, right?
Well, there's something that things you need to do before you actually
okay,
get that.
so this is what I'm saying. So this is what I want to explain. Some schools, all you need to get your CAS is just paying school fees, and then you'll be issued your CAS. While some schools will ask you to upload your proof of fund. That means your maintenance document, proof of fund, right? In our own case, our school asked us, I said our school, as if I'm also a student. Our school asked us to also upload our maintenance documents, and before this can mature, it takes 28 days. That means you have to put a particular amount, your school fees balance, your
school fees balance, your feeding, housing, your upkeep.
Okay, and there's a way to calculate that. I think because we'll not be able to. Websites. There's a way to calculate that.
How many dependents you have. So if you are going there alone, everything is there on UKVI.
Yes, so you can go to UKVI website to check that. We don't need to explain that here. So some schools will ask you to upload that. In our own case, our school asks us to upload the maintenance documents alongside the proof of school fees payments, right? So while some schools will just ask you to upload only to pay school fees, and then you get your CAS. So after getting your CAS, what is the next
after
step?
Like you said, your proof of fund for a minimum of 28 days.
Okay.
And after that, you forward the evidence.
If you upload it the 29th day. You print it.
You print it.
Yes.
Or you print it, or you may not even need to print.
Okay.
For online, you can download
you
it.
Generate your statement of account
forward
on the 29th day.
Forward to the school. Then, knowing fully well that you have paid your school fees, so they will work on that. I don't know what they do. They will work on that. They give you a number of days to get a reply from them. So once you get a reply from them, or once your CAS is ready, you'll be notified that your condition of acceptance of studies is ready. Then it is this CAS.
Sorry, I quickly want to put in something. Some schools have issues, like so many students experience issues with so many schools because of CAS. Some schools take up to a month before after you have met with all the requirements. Some schools take almost a month to issue CAS. Like last year, our school had a really bad reputation with students because they had issues with issuing CAS. But this year, it was another story. You upload your documents in the morning, before evening, guys, your CAS is ready. So after getting your CAS, it is your CAS that you will use to apply for visa. So we need to end this video here so that it will not be too long. We don't want to bore you guys, so we'll be ending this video here. This series will be continued in our next video. We'll be doing a part 2 where we explain the visa processing and what you can do to assure a successful visa application, right? So we'll be discussing that in our next video. But for now, see you guys. later. I remain your favorite, Kemi Shogbeso, and
Olayinka, like I said.
Shakara too much. Yinka Shogbeso. So bye guys.
Bye.
Love you. And guys, if you watch this video up to this point and you are yet to subscribe, I don't know what you are waiting for. So please don't forget,
press that button.
Yeah, press
subscribe
to the channel, and don't forget to like and share with your friends. This might be of help to someone around you. Thank you. We love you.
Bye.